Welcome, one and all, to the long, eagerly awaited third episode of the Madman Talketh. It has been, I think, well over a year, actually. I think the last one was March 4th, 2025. It is now March 8th, 2026. It's that lovely time of year where you are never comfortable because one second you're too cold and then suddenly you're too hot and then you're too cold again. And this is just going to keep going until June when you are just fully hot all the time and you want to die. Anyway, if it has been over a year, I can hear you asking, what bombastic subject matter do you have for your maybe not so warranted return? As a simple dear reader, you've probably already seen the title. I'm going to be talking about Cold War battle rifles today. Ignore that sound that is the fan, because it's fucking hot in here. My fucking trailer is like so poorly insulated. Anyway, Cold War battle rifles. Mr. Thunderbolt, what exactly is a battle rifle? Well, it's about time. No, a battle rifle is, in short, a select fire infantry weapon chambered in a full power cartridge, such as 308 Winchester slash 7.62 NATO, or something 30-06, or 7.62 by 54R. What's hold on, chocolate milk break. What distinguishes a battle rifle from an assault rifle like the M16? Well, the M16 and the G36 and the L85, they all fire what's called an intermediate cartridge instead of a full power cartridge. Where the hell does an intermediate cartridge start off? Well, like most things dealing with the Cold War, it goes back to the Germans. Germany, of course, so it'd be a fan-fucking-tastic idea to go invade Russia. And then the standard squad, of course, of Middle War Germany was one machine gun, several bolt-action rifles, and one submachine gun for squad leader, usually. And then they ran into Russia, who decided to just give everybody submachine guns. Not really. It's most they would like outfit like there would be specific units that would just be all equipped with submachine guns. You know, like your urban warfare guys or your assault people. And so Germany's like, we're outgunned. I mean, we've got one of the best uh machine guns ever. But there's only like one per 10 guys. So we have to move the fucking thing around all the time. And there are lapses in supporting fire, and everybody else has guns their fathers used and their grandfathers used. And so somebody thought, what if we mixed submachine gun and bolt action rifle? And then the other guy goes, explain. So guy goes, we take 8mm Mauser, chop it in half. We take MP40 and make it big. And then we make big MP40, shoot little half millimeter Mauser. We will call Kurtz. And they go, splendid, make a million of them. Which led to the Sturmgewehr 44. What? I'm so off the rails. I'm fucking scared. Anyway, that's kind of what an intermediate round is. It's Cat's fucking screaming at me for some reason. Say hi, Lucky. It's power and range and accuracy of a rifle round, but it's taking a mix of. Let me restart. It's taking an intermediate round. It's taking a mix of the power, range, and accuracy of a full power rifle round, and then mixing it with the lightweight and full auto capability of some machine gun round, aka just a regular pistol round, and putting them together. Hence the term intermediate. Thankfully, the war ended uh, not too long after the Sturmgewehr 44 went in service. Not that the Sturmgewehr would have suddenly won the war for the Germans. It's that English-speaking allies got to it quick enough, and it's called intermediate and not fucking Kurtz machine gun pistol. Give her half and bullets. Something. That's the meme. When Germans want a new word, they take 7 already existing words and shove them together. And don't really care if they fit or not. Where was that fucking going? That's right. Maybe I ought to write a fucking script for these things, but then if you write a script, it's a video essay and not a podcast, right? And also, I'm kind of too lazy to write a fucking script. I'll like get halfway through like the first draft and I'll just give it up. Anyway, moving on. The point of that little unhinged history lesson was just to paint out the difference between assault rifle and battle rifle. Battle rifle, it's semi-auto or full auto or does both, aka select fire, and a full power rifle cartridge. You know, like what you would hunt deer with, or what your average infantry guy in World War II was using. An assault rifle uses the intermediate bullets, you know, like your 8mm Kurt, your 5.56 or 7.62 by 39, which makes the AK an assault rifle. Which I know, duh, but it's like I always thought 7.62 by 39 was full power, not intermediate. So it's very much you know it when you see it, right? It's like, for example, fish. There's several billion types of fish. And if you take 2 random fish, the likelihood that they are related in any way is about 80%, maybe. But like your average layman can still look at something that lives in the water with scales, fins, and gills and go, "Oh, that's a fish." It's the same with battle rifles. Is that enough context? It's like 10 minutes of me rambling on. I think we're just gonna move on. Uh, I'm just gonna note before this that This is entirely subjective. It's not even a proper ranking. It's just my three favorite at the moment, based on like what fucking Forgotten Weapons videos I've been playing, or like what games I'm playing at that moment. No, my number one is like fairly set in as my number one. We're gonna start at number three. Uh, Editor Tiger, don't forget your little transitional things of like put the weapon up on screen and then have your fancy title card. It's like number three. Some such shit. I'm also gonna be. This will also be. Side note: this is also a test video for a editing software. Uh, Tojik, who I'll link at the bottom, was asking us about what editing software we use, and I told him I use fucking Microsoft Clipchamp, but it has linked this new editing software, and I downloaded it, and I'm gonna try it out with this video. So I'll put in the comments like what my discoveries about this are. Anyway, number three, the set me, the Spanish set me slash Heckler and Co. German G3 family of rifles. Now, I'm going to start off by saying I am not an expert in any of the weapons on here. I'm not an expert in anything. For the longest time, I thought the G3 was just the German designation for the FAL. I just thought the G3 was just another FAL. Uh, yeah. So, G3 was the German main battle rifle from the 50s until the late 90s, like after German reunification. For the West German military, sorry. East Germany was just using AKs like everybody else in the Eastern Bloc, the Warsaw Pact. What you have with the G3 is I think mainly I like the shape of it, but the G3 is a blowback. I think the full term is roller delayed blowback, which I think blowback is literally just you have the bolt. Like your standard World War II submachine guns operate this way. And you just have the bolt just sitting there. And when you shoot, all it does is push the bolt back. New bullet comes up. The bolt comes back, slams into the bullet, fires the next bullet. I think that's kind of interesting for a post 50 for a 50s onward select fire rifle. Anyway, the G3 started its life as like the set me is the technology research center that these former Mauser employees were. I think I just need to restart this whole thing. 1945. World War II is over. Everybody says no weapons for Germany. So some Mauser employees are like, shit, I'm out of a job now. They go to Spain. Set me, they're like one of their like technology institutes for I don't know, you're gonna have to watch the Forgotten Weapons video about it. Okay, cool. Make new battle rifle. And then they did, and then that was to set me Model A, Model D, and then like after West Germany was reformed, the Allies were like, "Cool, you guys can have a military now," and the Germans go, "Mauser employees working at Set.Me, please come back to Germany and make new rifle for Bundeswehr." And Mauser employees say, "Bet, thank you, Spain. We have to go." Go back. They found the Heckler and Co. and they just make Set.Me's, but they're cute and they call them G3s. It's like so. Yes, the one of the longest serving weapons in German military history was stolen from the Spanish. And you can tell that the Germans copied it from somebody else because when you like field strip or disassemble a G3, an entire fucking car doesn't come out. It's like 10 pieces in a field stripped G3 or Set.Me. So I kind of attribute this to the requirements from their Set.Me days. The Spanish military was like, all right, this thing has to weigh 6 kilograms and it needs to be able to hit a target at 1,000 yards. 1,000 yards thing was probably no issue, but man, the fucking original prototype Set.Me's, they had to do so much stuff to keep it under 6 kilograms. The one I remember off the top of my head was the Set.Me Model A doesn't have a proper foregrip or handguard. What it is you have these like wide bipods. You fold them up, that's your foregrip. When you fold them down for that prone 1,000 yard shot, now they're bipods. And that sounds, I don't know what to, that sounds sort of eccentric, unreasonable maybe, for a rifle. This thing needs to be shoot something 1,000 meters or 1,000 yards. I don't remember which one, but it can't weigh more than 6 kilograms. I can't remember the exact weight. I think they upped it to 8 kilograms. Was like actually, I think this was genius. The Spanish knew they were dealing with Germans, and Germans, you can't trust them to make a coffee maker without them turning it into a supercomputer. So all the like military personnel that were wanting this new rifle were like, okay, if we make these really ludicrous demands right now and then like loosen up on them a little bit later, they're not going to put an entire Tiger tank in this gun. And then we won't need to send our soldiers to Harvard to learn how to load the fucking thing. And then they kind of just, and then when all those employees went and founded Heckler and Co. In Germany, oh, excuse me, I'm terribly sorry. We're like, okay, that Set.Me that we made for the Spanish is actually really cool. Let's just make threes, and then the German government's like, oh, we like these guns. All right, we'll make them and we'll call them G3s. And then that's the story of the G3. It's like a G3 is like stupidly simple. Yeah, it's fucking blowback operated. You shoot once, bullet goes back, spent bullet falls out, bullet comes back, picks up, Next bullet, puts next bullet in chamber, fires next bullet, rinse and repeat. Bang, 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 bang. Right? And I just think they're cool. I think all battle rifles are cool, right? I mean, yeah, I will absolutely play with an M16 if you give one to me. Like, especially a classic Vietnam M16A1. Ooh, I love those. But man, there's something about a battle rifle, right? Yeah, they of course, as is with a lot of weapons, everybody around the world gets licensed copies of them, and they've actually the G3 is like the set me slash G3 is basically the basis for like the entirety of Heckler and Co.'s pre 1990s firearms. Like there's G3, there's the different LMGs, like the HK-21 from Black Ops. It's just a G3 with a bipod. The MP5, that's a G3. That's the MP5 is literally just a G3 and 9mm. It's like there's probably a whole playlist on forgotten weapons of just G3 send me stuff. Oh, bless me. Oh, I'm gonna turn this fan off. Anyway, I think I've talked long enough about the G3. So, drum roll. Number two, the M14. Now, I'm gonna get so much shit about picking the M14. Like fucking Zach Hazard is gonna come to my house and beat me to death because I picked the M14. And I'm not picking it because it's like how effective it was. I just kind of think it's cool. It's I think I think it's primarily on looks. But like the M14 is like basically the perfect atom punk rifle, right? It's like this big long upgrade basically of the M1 Garand, 20 round detachable magazine, full auto, semi auto, fucking beast. And it's like you see any videos of like US military's pentomic excuse me. Pentomic military idea. The It's all gonna be M14s. Boss is probably from playing a lot of Black Ops. So hashtag M14 gang, I guess. If you're into zombies. Also, the history of the M14 is like really funny. Because, like, the 1950s, America fucking bitched to his fit at NATO to adopt 7.62 by 51 NATO. And they come out with the M14. And the thinking behind the M14 was that they looked at a World War II infantry unit, and like your average World War II squad had like M1 Garens, M1 Carbines, M1 Thompsons, M3 Grease Guns, M1918 BARs. And then they decided it would be funny. Let's take all these different firearms and then replace it with one firearm. Technically, two. That was the M14 and then the M15 light machine gun, which is just an M14, but it's got like a heat shield and a bipod and a pistol grip. And it's like made to be on full auto. Excuse me. Excuse me again. Jesus. So yeah, M14. I it's like I also can't forget M14s were also an important part of the Vietnam War sniper programs. It was like Remington 700s or Winchester 70s and M14s being used by snipers like Carl Sapcock. So can't rule that out. Anyway, now for the final weapon. If the G3 was number three and the M14 was number two, then it's probably no surprise that the FNFAL is number one. I think this dates back. I think my love of the M14 and the FNAFL date all the way back to like when I was 9 years old. I had never played a single FPS in my life. Like 9-year-old me had never played a video game. Well, that's not entirely, but definitely nothing like Call of Duty or Battlefield. And was watching something on Netflix with my brother, and it was like Combat Top 10 or something, this old military channel show. It's like that should really show you how fucking old I am. I remember when when American Heroes channel was the military channel. Right? It's like military I don't think they should have changed the name. Like the military channel is much more honest. Like, yeah, we're here to look at documentaries about tanks and guns and people blowing each other up. American Heroes channel is just a shallow propaganda thing. They're like, oh yeah, America, fucking screaming eagles, American flag all over the place. I was like, how are you gonna go call yourself the American Hero channel? And an immediate first new program you release after your rebranding was a program Nazi exper about Nazi animal breeding experiments. Anyway, tangent number 5 over. Yeah, fucking FNFL. It's like the right arm of the free world. Used by basically every nation state of NATO except fucking Germany and America. America was petty and stupid and just wanted the M14. What's funny, the reason the Germans chose the G. They were at first interested in FNFAL, but FN Herstel, a Belgian company, uh, I bet you can put two and two together right there, was like, no. Well, no, if you want if you want FALs, you need to buy them for us. We're not gonna let you just make our weapons. We've read our history. You fucking invaded us and brutalized us and occupied us twice in less than 50 years. Like less than 30 years. We're not gonna let you do that a third time. So if you want these guns, you buy them. Which, yeah, is pretty fucking reasonable. I don't think Poland would be that excited about Germany fucking licensing guns from them. But anyway, yeah. Almost everybody except Germany and USA. Also France, but the French are just stupid. I actually did adopt the FAL, but they had a weird way. They just copied a FAL and then added a radiator hose as a handguard, and they called it the Maz something. Man, it's like, oh, that thing I found was just cool. I think a 308 big semi-auto slash full auto rifle. It looks really nice. That wood and iron. But also they come in polymer too, so that's really cool. Used by everybody: Argentina, Israel, the England and its Commonwealth. I think Ireland did them. Belgium, obviously. It's like there's also like so many uh cool variations of the foul. There's the Aussie bitch, which is a L1 SLAR, or maybe it was an L2, but a full auto British foul. And then they cut the barrel almost basically to the gas block, put another foul pistol grip on the front as a handguard, and then they gave it 30 round magazines, and they sent SAS teams out into Vietnam, out into the jungle, and if they came across VC, they just fucking dumped dirty 7.62 out into the trees. I don't care who you are, you're not gonna sit still with dirty 7.62 coming for your ass. There's the Canadian C1, which is kind of just a foul, the first foul to be adopted by a military. And it's got the detachable mag, sure. But they're also loaded with giant fucking stripper clips. Like, if you ever have like one of those like Walmart air conditioners with the things on the side, you slide into the air conditioner and you pull out, and it covers the space in the window that's on either side of the air conditioner. That's what those stripper clips looked like, right? And then there's one of my favorites, the Sturmgewehr 58. As I just like it for the handguard, really. And then there's the Israeli light barrel foul, which is pretty cool, except that it was used by Israel, unfortunately. Well, yeah, it's very diesel punk looking. It's got like this round fucking what half the foregrip is this weird round wooden thing, and then the rest is like the fucking beginning part of a barrel from the M250 cal that's like stretched out. You know what I mean? The like perforated thing. that goes from that's like the transition between the actual gun and the barrel. It's like us. It's the FAFL. It's the FNFL. There's like no contest really. Well, thank you for this episode of Man Talketh. This is not a objective list. This is just my favorites at the moment. Uh, if you're watching this, I would wish for you to engage with me. So please, in the comments, excuse me, tell me what your favorite battle rifle is and what your favorite game is that, excuse me, has that battle rifle. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.